program is suitable for general viewing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good morning to everyone watching. This is the Muslim Insight, the show that brings you your weekly news recap as well as a review of today's Friday Bulletin. My name is Nadia Osman and my sign language interpreter is Ilhan Noor. Before we give you the news for the week, let's give you the headlines. In solidarity with Gaza, Jamia Mosque Nairobi donates food packages to Gaza families as death toll from Israeli attacks reach over 22,000.
Ile jina mimi nimeitwa saizi naitwa Ahmed. Ahmed ndio jina yenye nimechukua.
First Open Day. Makina Jamia Mosque in Kibra holds first ever open day for non-Muslims with over 5 people converting to Islam.
Rudisheni watoto wasome, musiwe na wasiwasi, musiwe na taswishi. Bring your children, they will be safe.
Back to school. Ministry of Interior assures parents of their children's safety as schools reopen for 2024 school calendar. Now on our top story, the Jamia Mosque Nairobi has donated food packages through its social and humanitarian program to aid the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip. The move is part of the campaign launched by Jamia Mosque to relieve and elevate the suffering of the Palestinian people who have been affected by Israeli attacks. Jamia Mosque Committee organized a fundraiser which raised more than 10 million Kenya shillings to assist the people of Gaza. Thank you so much, Salma, for that report. Now, the government, through the Ministry of Interior, has urged parents in the North Rift Valley region, areas affected by banditry, to return their children to school starting Monday when the school reopened for the 2024 school calendar. Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki said the government will provide 24-hour security, including specialized officers and National Police reservists to ensure the safety of the students. The Ministry of Education announced that early childhood development, primary and secondary schools in the country will open for the first time of 2024 on January 8th, with those joining Form 1 reporting to their new schools on January 15th.
Wakati nilikuja hapa Disemba, nilitangaza ya kwamba rais ameamrisha shule zote ambazo zilifungwa kwa sababu ya shida ya kiusalama lazima ikifikapo Januari sifunguliwe tena. Vile vile ameagiza sisi kuhakikisha kwamba tumerekebisha shule hizi, kufyeka, kuweka rangi, kujengea walimu na mambo mengine ya kimsingi ambao tutafanya kama Wizara ya Usalama. Ndiposa sasa shule ikianza kuendelea tuachie Wizara ya Elimu ambayo inaendelea na mambo ya elimu. Kazi yetu ilikuwa kuhakikisha kwamba tumerejesha at least shule ziwe na hali ya watoto kusoma na walimu wetu kurudi. Rudisheni watoto wasome, musiwe na wasiwasi, musiwe na taswishi. Bring your children, they will be safe. Mutaleta watoto wenu hapa shuleni? Mutaleta watoto shuleni? Kuanzia tarehe ngapi? Tarehe 8 kwa shule zile zingine za primary na secondary. Tarehe ngapi? Tarehe 9. Na wale wa form 1 wanakuja tarehe ngapi? 15. Si namna hiyo? Tafadhali ukiona wale wengine uambie serikali imesema sehemu ni salama, turudishe watoto na ulinzi utakuwa kamili.
Thank you for that. Now, the Makina Mosque, Jamia Mosque in Kibra, Nairobi held its first open day that saw over 100 visitors walk through the mosque doors under the theme Understanding Islam in the Modern World. The Makina Mosque Open Day aimed to foster understanding, break down stereotypes and build bridges within the diverse community residing in Kibra, one of Africa's largest informal settlements.
Kuabudiwa kwa haki ila Mwenyezi Mungu na Muhammad mtume wake.
Na sababu yangu ya kusilimu, nimependezwa sana na dini ya Kiislamu. Nina furaha nyingi sana, najihisi ni kama nimeanza maisha mengine mapya ndani yangu. Kwa sababu najihisi moyo wangu ukiwa una furaha na ni kama nimeanza maisha mengine. Ndio nchi ni moja ila najihisi tofauti kabisa na vile nilivyokuwa hapo nyuma.
Na katika wale wote walikuja leo katika hiyo ziara msikiti, tulipata watu 51 alhamdulillah, na katika 51 Mwenyezi Mungu aliwapatia hidayah 5 ambao kwamba walisilimu. Katika hao 5 tuna dada 3 na vijana 2 alhamdulillah wamepata hidayah na wakasilimu. Ila sisi tuweza himiza misikiti nyingine, hata wale ambao kwamba katika 11 wa Kibra, wale wengine wote muwe na mpango kama huo katika mwaka.
We've never done this program before. So this is like a pilot program kwetu. Tumekuwa yani tukiamiliana na wasiokuwa Waislamu sana. Kwa mfano siku kama ya Eidul Adha tutapata kama nyama ikija tutawagawia wale ambao sio Waislamu.
Tumewekea mpango maalum ya wao kuweza kusoma. Kama hapa Makina alhamdulillah kila Jumapili, kila Jumamosi na Jumapili watu wanakuja kusoma. Pia tumeandikisha majina zao na watakuwa wakisoma hapa. Na pia tutaweza kuwasaidia kama wale wanataka kwenda kusoma labda boarding na nini, tutaweza kuangalia ni vipi tutaweza kuwasaidia waweze kusoma.
Ile jina mimi nimeitwa saizi naitwa Ahmed. Ahmed ndio jina yenye nimechukua. So dini ya Kiislamu ni dini yenye naonanga iko tofauti na dini zingine, alafu ile utu wako nayo na ile roho wako nayo, roho ya usaidizi, ile utu wako nayo wako tofauti na watu wengine. So natamaningi but ni ile sijaielewa venye kuko, venye naweza fanya.
It is the first but not the last one. Makina Jamia Mosque in Kibra invited different people from different communities in Kibra to come and see the open day of their masjid in Kibra. Several individuals attended and see the mosque and also got the information about Islam. Reporting for Muslim Insight, my name is Abdurrahman Gaddafi Yassin.
Beautiful report from our reporter Gaddafi Yassin. Now, the annual Boys Quran competition organized by Darul Quran Al Kareem Society in partnership with Darul Majlis Al Islami Kenya will be held this Sunday on January 7th. The event that will bring together participants from madrasas and institutions will be hosted at Masjid Isa bin Maryam, situated in Baricho town in Kirinyaga County. Now, participants in the competition must have memorized the whole Quran, fully conversant with the Tajweed rules, and from recognized schools, madrasas, markaz or colleges from the ages of 17 to 20 years, and must have a valid Kenyan passport. The participants will showcase their unique skills in the art of Quran memorization during the event, which is aimed at nurturing young minds and preserving the Quran and its message. The overall winner in the competition will represent Kenya in the International Quran competition during the month of Ramadan in Dubai. The participants will receive certificates of participation and cash money. Now, a conservation group in the Basu ward of Kilifi County has embarked on an ambitious mangrove tree restoration program with a view to conserving marine life that is dependent on mangroves. Sita Umoja Conservation Group, through assistance from the World Bank funded Kenya Marine Fisheries and Socio-Economic Development Project, has already raised 78,000 mangrove tree seedlings to be planted along the coastline in the ward.
Kupitia kwa county government, kupitia kwa Governor Mngaro, ameweza kutusaidia na tumeweza kupata huu mradi ambao ni ufadhili kutoka kwa World Bank. Wameweza kutufadhili kwa kima cha 4.9 million na tumeweza kutengeneza nasari ya miche 78,000 miche ya mikoko ambayo saa hii iko tayari ya kuweza kupelekwa katika msitu wa mangrove kupandwa.
The proposals are in 3 categories. There is one, the livelihoods, where a group will come up with a proposal, maybe something that will start generating their income. It could be social, like you heard, we are doing supporting a dispensary here, or it could be environmental, like the support we are giving this. Those are the three categories. In addition to the grants, the project is also supporting good governance of our marine fisheries. We are supporting policies, regulations. We're coming up with we've now done the fisheries policy, which has been supported by this project. The 1.5 billion Kenya shillings has gone to 621 groups in the 621 groups in the 5 coastal counties that I've just mentioned. And these are proposals, these are to support proposals that have come from those groups.
Katika serikali ama katika hii sehemu yetu ya Kilifi County tuko na makundi 135 ambayo yameweza kunufaika katika huu mradi. Kuna makundi ambayo yanadili na mambo ya uvuvi, kuna makundi ambayo yanadili na mambo ya conservation, kuna makundi ambayo yanadili na mambo ya ufugaji wa mifugo ama livestock, kuna makundi ambayo yanadili na mambo ya social, kuna makundi ambayo yanadili na mambo ya environment kama hii hapa Sita Conservation Area.
Thank you for that report, Mariam. Now, Osman Ringo, a talented poet, has crafted a moving verse that delves into the tragedies unfolding in Palestine, where Israel continues to massacre women and children. The poem calls for global awareness and solidarity with the people of Palestine. The poet paints a vivid picture of the struggles faced by the people in the midst of violence and conflict.
Hey, how did we start this? Destruction of properties and lives, it's not worth it. Watching kids dying on TV, I know it's not easy. We feel sad about it. Imagine no food and shelter, not even a single drop of water. One kid I saw didn't even have a single shirt, running around to quench his thirst. He was shot for no reason. I don't know how we can end this mission. Let us live in peace, cause war isn't the solution. We need it to cease. Please, begging for mercy and not lies. Don't you see tears in their eyes? I know a life taken is as if you have killed the whole humanity. Islam teaches to be kind to all till eternity. I'm proud to be a Muslim and I try to be one. I hate in my life none, yet you label me how you want to, but I'd rather spread love as Islam commands me to. Why do we create animosity in between tribes and nations instead of ending this confusion? Wait a minute, listen. Everything has its limit. My blood, my land and property reminds me that nothing in this world is permanent, so let us be. Don't take this as entertainment, but rather as an embodiment. Life has a meaning. Since the first day we were born, we are still growing. In this world, every single life matters. And I know many have died as martyrs. All we ask for is a chance and opportunity, lifting one another for the sake of Allah and through prosperity. Black life matters. I believe we can start a new chapter. Black or white, we are all descendants of Adam and Hawa. Let us not destroy this in 1 hour. Palestine needs to be liberated from oppression and being isolated. Freedom is coming, I'm certain. A call from all over the world to free Palestine. We say, free Palestine.
Very powerful spoken word. Now, the Nubian University Students Organization, together with the Kibra Ramadan Initiative, held a transformative 5-day youth camp at the Roland School Scout Camp in Nairobi. The camp brought together young minds from diverse backgrounds for skills development and community engagement. For the first 5 days, participants engaged in a series of workshops, team-building activities and interactive sessions designed to enhance their leadership skills, cultural awareness and social responsibility.
We're here because we made a commitment to what we feel is one of the most significant, if not the most significant initiatives that we are accountable to, and that is our religion. You know, over the past few years, there's been a very huge shift in terms of what our deen looks like and what young people especially are exposed to as far as what the world is today. And so if you take a back seat, you'll understand that this is something that's very deliberate, that there is a very big campaign to transform young people and pull them away from the deen.
Our main goal was to inspire our kids, our youth to love our deen even better, because we understand that in our communities, yes, our kids are being brought up in Muslim families, but our question was, do they really know why they are Muslims? Yeah, so we wanted to create an environment whereby our kids can fully understand why they are Muslims and why they should practice our faith in a even greater capacity.
Us being here today is because we have encountered challenges within our community pertaining to young people that could not be solved by any other way except that we bring ourselves back to our own identity, which is we as Muslims.
From what we can gauge from our program, the kids have been impacted in the best way possible. We want to bring parents even closer to these programs, because we understand that you can impact a child, but the child needs to go back to a home that is also impacted.
This fitna that we're talking about, including drugs and substance abuse, including crime, including this very big gender conversation where we have the rainbow nation trying very hard to make themselves relevant in the world, as well as, you know, simple things like music and entertainment.
Very beautiful story. Now that brings us to the end of the first part of our show. We're going to go on a short break, but we're coming back with the review of today's Friday Bulletin.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Discover a world of learning where the best of American and British education comes together in the heart of Kenya. Welcome to Ilm Academy, where young minds flourish and dreams are realized.
ILM stands for Innovate, Lead, Mentor. In our school, we learn Arabic classes and we take also Madrasa classes.
At Ilm Academy, we pride ourselves on offering a unique blend of the American and British curriculum, providing your child with a well-rounded education that nurtures creativity, critical thinking, and global awareness.
Our school uses a unique and innovative learning system. There are a lot of favorites I have in the school, but the one thing that stands out the most is playing football with my friends and bonding during meals.
Our experienced and passionate educators are committed to cultivating an environment that sparks curiosity and encourages students to explore the world around them. With the small class sizes, each child receives personalized attention, ensuring they reach their full potential.
We want to excel in education and our religious studies as well. We believe that every child is a holistic being.
But education isn't just about the classroom. At Ilm Academy, we believe in fostering a love for learning through a diverse range of extracurricular activities, from sports to arts, creating well-rounded individuals ready to face the challenges of the future. Enroll your child today and give them the gift of a world-class education. Our admissions are now open. Ilm Academy, where every child's journey begins.
Kuna faida gani twapata tukimjua Mtume sallallahu alayhi wasallam?
Nabii mwenye ushawishi mkubwa duniani.
Tukizikwa tukitiwa kaburini, tutaulizwa haya maswali matatu: man rabbuk, ma dinuk, man nabiyuk.
Sheikh Jamaluddin anakupa simulizi.
Huwezi kumpenda mtu usiyemjua
na kutambua sunna zake,
lakini ukimjua na ukimtambua Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mapenzi yako yatazidi.
Ufahamu Rasulullah, familia na maswahaba wake. Tazama sira ya Mtume kila Jumatatu saa 1 jioni kwenye Horizon TV.
قال تعالى في محكم تنزيله بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Ninasaha kutoka pwani.
هذا الدين قال الله قال الرسول قال الصحابة هم أولو العرفان. انتهى.
Ili kuongoza kwenye njia iliyonyoka.
Sikizeni hadithi hii ya Mtume alayhi salatu wasalam.
Hakuna atakayeweza kumfungia mtu mlango ambaye Mwenyezi Mungu aliyemfungulia.
Kuimarisha imani yako.
Thabbit qulubana ala dinik wa ala ta'atik.
Ungana na mashekh wetu kutoka pwani kwenye mimbar.
Mimbar zinamwakilisha Mtume sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Ni Jumamosi na wakati saa 3 usiku katika Horizon TV, runinga uipendayo. Verse of the day.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما. والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى أثاما.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Horizon TV, and we're back with a review of today's Friday Bulletin. And joining me in studio is none other than Brother Saeed. Assalamu alaikum. The Executive Officer at Jamia Mosque. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And just to paint a picture to anyone who's watching, what's on the front page of today's Friday Bulletin? It's all about Jamia Mosque's donation to families in Gaza. And just to start it up, we had seen a couple of clips that played on our news bulletin as well on social media. So you could probably tell us more about this.
Alhamdulillah, we managed to start this assistance to Gaza families. We had started the campaign on Gaza almost immediately the genocide started. In October. We had a target of about $100,000, and alhamdulillah we managed to raise about $106,000. Alhamdulillah, we've been working with a charity in Palestine, which has offices both in the West Bank and also in Gaza, and working under extremely difficult environment. They've been able to distribute foodstuffs. They've been able to distribute some medicines, some materials for kids, some toys, some things, some sanitary pads. So we have been they've managed to do quite a bit, and you can see there on the screen. They are trying to cook and also distribute hot meals to the displaced people in Khan Yunis, that is in the south, and in other distribution points, especially around the refugee concentrated areas in the Strip. So it was a really good initiative. And we hope we'll be able to do more. For now, this is what we have started doing, together with other organizations that are also in Gaza, doing relief and humanitarian work to assist our people who are facing the worst genocide we've ever seen in recent history.
And it's a surreal and also some type emotional way when you get to see those clips that have been playing. Obviously, you get to see the destruction of Gaza, and you also get to see, that the Prophet's hadith, where if one part of the body, the Muslim ummah is the body. If one part is sick, then the whole body is in pain. So how do you say when it comes to the support that you've been receiving from the Muslim community?
Alhamdulillah, the support has been overwhelming. The support has really been overwhelming. People have been coming to the office. They've been donating. Young kids have come. They've said, we saved this amount out of my lunch. I want to take it to Gaza. And really, it's been very, very encouraging. We consulted widely and worked with one reputable humanitarian charitable organization, and I believe people have done their best, despite the economy really being hard hitting. But people have tried to raise what they can in a very short period of time. It's really a drop in the ocean in terms of the needs of the people of Gaza. But alhamdulillah, all over the world people are donating, not just in Kenya or in the Muslim countries, but all over the world people are donating, people are making du'as, and alhamdulillah, we are seeing every day that things are changing. Though this is really a bad situation, but also there is a lot of positive news in terms of people are beginning to see a lot of the what they really could not see. A lot of people are seeing the faith, the resistance, and the capacity of Palestinians to be steadfast, and not to agree to be displaced, because the idea really is to get them out of there, but they've decided to say, come what may, we will stick. We'll stick to where we are. It's a very impactful, like for us to watch them, as you've mentioned. Now, the second story that I definitely want us to touch on is something that was on the member last Friday, and it's the khutbah given by Sheikh Ibrahim Lithomi about not hiding kids or children living with disabilities, not hiding them. This has time and time again posed a question on how the member can be used to talk about societal issues. Maybe you can touch on that and the importance of using Jamia Mosque's member to talk about such issues. This was a very, very important message on disability and the issue around disability. And you can see the member in Jamia, we try to make use of it so that it can address real current issues. Our community, I think the issue of awareness, a lot of the people within our communities, they are not really aware of the opportunities out there in terms of disability, the people with disability. People don't know, okay, I have my autistic child, where do I take this child? What do I do? And people sometimes get fear
and they want to hide this thing, and they don't want to address it. My feeling is that if we can raise that awareness, people will come out and be able to help to get these kids help, and you see, people may not even know that if you there's some opportunities. For example, if you register the child, there are some certain benefits they can get, and these benefits accrue and they will help out. But I think for me the biggest problem is awareness. People need to have awareness that disability is not inability.
That's true.
And there is help out there. We have schools for the blind, for example. We have all these other facilities around. People even don't know where they are.
Yes.
And I think within the Muslim community, we need to also work around our own, facilities.
Yes.
That will have an Islamic image and will have Islamic principles within them. So that those facilities can help our people without necessarily being disadvantageous in terms of their faith.
That's true.
So I think we need to encourage, and alhamdulillah, the member in Jamia is being used to do the same, and it's very encouraging.
Yes.
Very encouraging, and we need to do more of that.
Yes.
We need to solve real problems that are here today and now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Now, there's something that we rarely do, and that's to touch on announcements here when we do the Friday Bulletin. But today, there's two different announcements that are on the Friday Bulletin, and I think my director can probably show it on the screen. The first one is obviously the announcement on the Quran and Ramadan quiz show competitions, which, Ramadan, alhamdulillah, is around the corner.
Yes.
And Jamia Mosque annually holds a Quran competition during Ramadan. And to top it off, the Ramadan quiz show, I think that's my favorite Ramadan. I think everybody loves the Ramadan quiz show.
It's become very famous.
It's become very famous.
Very popular.
Yes, and probably you could take us through probably like some of the, requirements.
The Quran competition will be regional.
Yes.
So what we are trying to do now is hold within Nairobi counties and other counties, satellite counties, hold regional kind of competition, so that the ones that will come now to compete in Jamia, it will be the final one.
Yes.
So the various areas within the counties and within Nairobi area and counties around, they will hold mini competitions. And then the top students are the ones that, because initially we used to hold one grand competition. It used to be very taxing. You have so many students coming in, so many madrasas, young kids and all that, and you have the whole day, 3 days actually we used to spend here, and used to be very taxing, and we're trying to reduce that and manage it better. Yeah, and that's why we have those announcements there. I believe they'll be on the screen. So people, the madaris that need to register, they will just have to come to the Dawa office at Jamia Mosque. It starts on the 5th, and the deadline is on the 26th.
So
there is also from tomorrow all the way to the 26th.
Inshallah.
Yeah, and then the Ramadan quiz show, similarly, we are targeting Thanawi level. And that madrasa or that school has to come with they have to prepare 3 students. Prepare them well, and these are the people who will compete, as was done last year.
Last year.
Last year.
So just to remind the viewer, the registration starts from 5th of January and closes on the 26th of January for both the Quran and the Ramadan quiz show competition. Now, the second announcement that I obviously want for anyone who's listening to be able to get is the Jamia Basri scheme. And I see that's on the 5th page of today's Friday Bulletin.
Yes. The Basri scheme has been running. We have been assisting mostly orphans. This has been going on for over 20 years, and we are looking at marks above 375. Let me say, we still receive those even who get below, and we see what we can do within our means. But we are targeting, the competition is always very high, very high. We normally have about 20 students every year whom we take on both partial and permanent scholarship.
Yes.
So, there's overwhelming kind of applicants. We try here and there to source for funding through contributions and through Jamia's own kitty. But again, our deadline is 31st. You can get the form through our website, or you can just pass by the library and get the hard copy. Fill it up, and a copy of the result slip, copy of the admission letter if you have one, if you've already got an admission letter, your parent's ID or death certificate, and a handwritten application as is written on the notice.
Yes, and usually when we're reviewing the Friday Bulletin, sometimes we don't touch on a lot of stories that probably you want to touch on. So probably, what are some of the stories that what the other thing that we do also understand is the importance of the Friday Bulletin.
Yes.
For anyone who's able to get their hands on the copy, there's a lot of stories that are inside. They're not just impactful story, informative stories, stories touching on also da'wah, but also very important announcements. So probably, is there anything else you'd love to touch on?
I would like to maybe just touch on the youth.
Yes.
This is what, as I was reading this morning.
Yes.
This is the story that caught my eye.
Imprisoned by controlling parents.
Yes, and just the other day, I had argument with my daughter. She's 13 years old, and this is a very teenage, very this is the age of exploring, and we were discussing the issue of whether it is good for the parent to suggest the spouse, or whether the girl should choose on her own without any without any interference from anybody else, And I was trying to tell her, okay, there are pros and cons. If you make your own independent choice, if there's a problem, if you run to me, I say, no, this was your choice. You have to live with it.
It's very, very
But if you consult and we do this together, you have backup.
Yes.
You can always say, Dad, you are the one who brought this guy. Now deal with it. So I think this is a very important, area and discussions. A lot of parents lose their kids because of the kind of modernity and the kind of context we have now, the kind of schooling system we have, where kids are taught to question everything.
It's true.
When we were growing up, what the parents said was law and final. What the teacher said was final. But it's no longer the case. And we need to adjust. We need to be able to go into that space of these kids, and try and see how can we reach out, how can we communicate in a way that these kids become our friends, and they tell us before, they tell us issues and challenges before it's too late.
Yes, and that paints a question on, as a parent, what kind of relationship do you have with your children, and how can you better that relationship?
I really try to be, it's a balancing act.
Yes.
I was watching some clip, and this guy was saying, it's a journey.
Yes.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's you need to look at it. Today things could be really frosty, tomorrow they could, but I feel we should always first be friends to our kids. Let the kids know that I can go to my mom and say anything.
Yes.
But of course, let us be firm but fair. And explain. I feel like a lot of these things you need to keep explaining and explaining and explaining. Sometimes you gain some, miss some.
That's true.
But it's a struggle that we need to keep doing. The challenges of social media, for example. My daughter was asking me for a smartphone, and I told her I'm not yet convinced that she's responsible. So I told her, you convince me. I'm observing you for 6 months or 1 year. If you convince me that you are responsible, there's no problem. We get that phone. But let my heart rest.
It's true.
That phone, you will be responsible with that gadget.
Yes, and it's for something that also the Kathy from, I think it was over here, Kathy from Garbatula, Principal Kathy, and he talks about the negative effects of social media. You know, to parents, you see beyond the line, but the kids just find it to be something, you know, of entertainment. And he's urging the youth to be very cautious on how they use, not just TikTok, but Twitter, or rather X, on Twitter, and also it's just also sorts of social media, like to be very cautious on how they use it. And I think that brings us to the end of today's review. But let's just touch on today's khutbah. It's Sheikh Badr Jafar. Yes. So Sheikh Badr Jafar will be giving the khutbah today, and I think the topic, I know the topic is about yaqeen. So anyone who will be at Jamia Mosque, that's the khutbah for today, and you can find it also streaming on Horizon TV. So Saeed, Sheikh Saeed, Baba Saeed, shukran so much. It's really usually very nice to have you here with us. And I think that brings us to the end, unless there's anything else you'd love to touch on.
Thank you very much. I'm always happy to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think that brings us to the end of today's show. Join us again next Friday, inshallah.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Kuna faida gani twapata tukimjua Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Nabii mwenye ushawishi mkubwa duniani.
Tukizikwa tukitiwa kaburini, tutaulizwa haya maswali matatu.